Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the post-match review. Manchester United have just drew 2-2 in a game against Tottenham at their stadium, in which, I mean, I probably imagine there's a lot of different opinions on this game because it was a whirlwind towards the end and it could have gone either way. But I do want to set the tone, Sam. I felt like we was in control for the majority of it, and then maybe the sequence on from when Casemiro went off the pitch, it felt like everything kind of went to shit a little bit. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, we've seen that happen before, haven't we? When Casemiro goes off, it tends to turn into a bit chaotic and things go wrong, and it happened again. The in-game management, because the lack of squad depth is really, really bad, because we don't have other options to put in there. So, like, when Casemiro goes off, we don't have an option. Obviously, Sesko's gone off injured. We don't really have another option to sort of play there. And we saw the sort of lack of focal point and the lack of striker in the first half was a bit of a struggle for us, and we struggled to sort of create anything for people. So, yeah, squad depth is a big, big issue, but rescuing a point is probably better than losing. So yeah, it is what it is.
It's weird because I feel like you had different emotions throughout every 20 minutes of the game because, like I said, you felt controlled. You felt Tottenham are not doing much. The fans are booing him. You know, they just took Xavi Simons off, who's the most creative player, and they need the goal. And you're kind of like, well, it looks like we're going to nick 3 points here. And then, like, the goals that I'll get onto the goals in a minute. I thought as a squad in general, we was kind of managing the game, but there was a couple of individuals within that squad, including substitutions as well, where I was a little bit like, don't think they had a great game. We'll start with Sesko off the bench. Obviously, it didn't last very long because he got his injury, which I think, again, increased a bit more pressure on us. It's not his fault, of course. But that chance, Sam, where he goes through with Mount, he's got to do better there, hasn't he? Has to do better.
His touch again lets him down. Like, how many times did we say it during the Forest game? Like, his touch was just really bad and cost us 2-3 chances, and it was the same there. And it feels like that criticism, and I know people are like, oh, they should be able to show the criticism, but when a United legend is calling you out after how many games has he played with us? Like 6, 7 games? Like, it can't help, can it? Like, it can't help a young lad coming to a new team, and that, like, the shirt already weighs heavy, so it definitely seems like that is weighing on his mind. I think Ruben Amorim mentioned it in his pre-match press conference, saying he's not happy, he's not relaxed. So yeah, I think that's. But yeah, he's had the last 2 games he's not been good, and now he's obviously injured, which is a concern for us as well. So yeah, I thought the substitutes were the right ones.
Yeah, I agree.
Mount on for Cunha, because Cunha was losing the ball far too often.
Could we speak about Cunha as well in a minute?
Casemiro was clearly knackered. But the depth, when you bring Ugarte on, it's not the same, is it? It's not the same. I'm just going to fix my light while you...
Yeah. Matheus Cunha for me, and he had a similar game, I felt like, when we played against Brentford, and maybe it's because he's not an out-and-out striker and not that physical outlet that you can play into, because I said to you in the WhatsApp, didn't I, that I feel like we need a target man to make it stick a little bit, so to then play in players like Ahmad and then Bumo, and centrally it just felt like they weren't really caused any problems. Van der Ven, Romero, whether it was Sarr dropping in there, it just felt like it was quite comfortable, and I wanted someone to kind of come in and ruffle the feathers, and I felt like Sesko would do that, and he did actually. It looked all right when he came on. He had a couple of nice touches and stuff, but obviously the chance we've already discussed. What did you make of Cunha's performance? Because I don't know, it didn't. I didn't rate it personally, just from that 70-minute cameo.
Right, it's frustrating.
Yeah,
it's frustrating was the word. I like his confidence, like he wants to take people on and stuff, but I think sometimes the better option is to let the ball out of your feet earlier and get the pass. Yeah. There was a moment which I think led to their first goal where he tries to take on three players surround him, and he tries to run through him, and you're like, in your own half, mate, like, really, that's what we're gonna do? And he loses the ball, and they end up going up the end. Obviously, there's a deflection involved and what have you, but they end up scoring, and you just like, if you just pass it there, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of moments he's done like that where when it comes off, it looks fantastic, but how often does it really come off? Like, it doesn't come off that often. Yeah. So yeah, that stuff like that was get into me quite a bit, like decision making. There's a couple of plays like that. A couple of their decisions were just really, really bad.
I thought out of possession, he was quite good. The front three, they was managing
worked
it well.
Hard, yeah, they worked
grafting, working extremely hard. I don't know, it seemed a little bit imbalanced to me. We always talk about when Mason Mount plays when he's on the left-hand side, you got Mbeumo on the right-hand side, and then a bit more of a focal point. I feel that works better, personally. But I think we actually said in the preview we might go similar to what he did at Anfield. We said Maguire, De Ligt, Shaw, and then the front three as well, with Cunha starting as the 9. I just don't think he suits it, to be honest. I really, really don't. I prefer, even when the subs came on, I think Cunha went over to the right-hand side and then Mbeumo was still on the left-hand side, and I was like, a bit bizarre. But then at the same time, you can't really complain because then Mbeumo scored with a cross from Ahmad. What did you make of the goal?
Good goal. Really nice little thing. 2 of the shortest players on the pitch combined to get a cross into the box in the header, which, not very expected. But yeah, really good cross from Ahmad. He just sort of hung it in the air for a bit. And Mbeumo didn't really have to do much with it, did he? Just had to sort of direct it into the net, and it's in the back of the net. Really good goal. Like I really, really like that goal. So yeah, no problems with it at all.
Well, like the easiest header ever, did it? It was like
he just turned his head.
That's it. Didn't really see that to have any force on it, just guided it into the top corner. And again, that's, for a player of the month, official Premier League player of the month, that's what you'd expect, continuing that kind of form. So I thought Mbeumo was really, really good again today. Even little moments like there was an overlap from Dorgu and he timed it just perfectly. It kind of cuts in, waits for the overlapping run, plays him in, but then there's no one in the box to kind of receive it when Dorgu squares it. So that's another point where he was kind of missing a bit of a target man. Le Mans, if we're speaking about individuals as well, Sam, I thought made some massive saves, didn't he? And he's just a world of difference from Bayern there.
Yeah, those 2 saves, I think we could all agree that if that's Onana or Bayern there, they probably go in.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them saving either of those. And then the 2 other ones, they're both deflections, so he's unlucky. Like, he doesn't get near him because obviously it comes off De Ligt's done it for the doggy one. And then who does it hit off for the Richarlison one? I can't remember.
It hits Richarlison, doesn't it?
But yeah. Oh, does it hit him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, McCoy was trying to say he intended it. I don't think he did. But
no, it just hits it. And for all people as well, where it looks like he's the one who's got the winner, I'm like, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah. So you can't really sort of blame him for that, but really good. Like, he didn't get really, I don't think he made a save in the first half, so they didn't really create anything. But then in the second half, really important saves. Like, it just makes things so much better. I think if you have Onana or Bayindir in that goal today, I think we probably definitely lose that game. I think that's over within the second half quite quickly.
We were speaking about after the Forest game as well that we don't understand quite how Diogo Dalot starting games at left wing back. Because when Dorgu came on a little better, I thought Dorgu was really, really good today.
Really
I thought
good.
The 1v1s against Brennan Johnson dealt with it majority of times, or if anyone else drifted over there like Porro, he'd stop the cross coming in. He's got to start there now, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, it should be his position. Like, I think he offered a lot going forward. I do think he's still a bit raw. Like, I still think there's stuff he has to work on. Like, he's far from the finished article, but I just think he offers so much more when it's compared to Diogo Dalot. Like, I just think he's better on the ball. He's better defensively. Like, some really good blocks and tackles that he made going backwards today. And then some of the crosses, some of them could be a little bit better and a bit of, like, positioned a little bit better, but he's trying to make things happen, which is the important bit, which I think it summed up when Dalot came on. Mbeumo plays this amazing ball out to him on the wide left. Yeah. And instead of like trying to take on his fullback and get a cross in, what does he do? He cuts back and passes it backwards. And you're just like, what's the point? What your whole job as a wing back is to get up and you attack. Yeah. And you've just cut back. So yeah, that was the sort of difference for me. So yeah, I don't want to see Dalot playing that position again. Like, I don't want to see him there.
I don't want to turn into a scapegoat because I don't feel like we talk about it quite a lot. No. But it's a huge difference for me when both of them play, and I want to see Dorgu play a lot more. I think he deserves it. From a defensive perspective, obviously Maguire goes off, which we think might be a hamstring injury. It looked like he was kind of holding the back of his leg, which isn't great. But luckily for us, we do have another central defender in Matthias de Ligt, who scored the 96th minute equaliser. Maybe
Immense.
Sam, maybe the media might start giving him a bit of attention because they don't seem to be mentioning a fucking word about him, did they?
He's called up for the Netherlands team for this international break. Probably won't play a minute, which is good for United. Or he'll probably play about 5 minutes, won't he? Like he'll go off the bench or something because Koeman just hates him for some reason. So yeah, I think he has been far and away out one of our best players this season. Like he's every game, he's just stand up. Like he's hitting Mazraoui levels of consistency and just being a pure fantastic defender. And shout out to my girlfriend Debbie. Like she mentioned it, she was like, "Why is Ligt not getting on the end of more of these crosses or corners and stuff?" Because he's a really good header of the ball. Like I've seen it like a few times. Was it the Southampton game? He scored, didn't he?
Yeah, scored his first goal I think, for the club.
Yeah. Like he should be getting more of those. And fantastic header, like gets on it. But defensively, that guy's a rock. Like unbelievable. Like has to be the first centre back you play. And he's equally as good. Like obviously he played with Maguire, who was centrally today, and he was on the right. When he goes centrally, I think he's even better. So it's just like I think he's phenomenal. De Ligt, I've got no issues with that guy whatsoever.
Just a couple of stats to confirm that. So Matthias de Ligt's game by numbers versus Spurs: 86% pass accuracy, 67% ground duels won, 67% aerial duels won, 6 clearances, 3 ball recoveries, 1 shot and 1 goal, which obviously equaled in us getting a point towards the end of the game, and plus taking 2 points off potentially a European rival. Look, we've got an international break, Sam, which nobody likes, of course. No. But I suppose the 2 positives: 1, we don't go into the national break having lost a game and having to sit on a
still
loss.
undefeated as well.
Still undefeated as well. The streak continues. And then also as well, if you look at our run of games that's coming up, we've got Everton, Palace, West Ham and Wolves. So it's decent. Apart from the Palace game, you'd expect us to win the other ones. So a nice run to come back to. You just hope players stay fit during the break.
Well, we broke a couple of records, haven't we? Like we got the Brighton duck off our back. We got the Liverpool duck off our back. Almost thought this would have been the 6th loss in a row to Spurs, I think. Yeah. So I'm glad that didn't happen because Jesus Christ, I didn't need that. And then Palace, if we can get a result there, I think a draw at Palace would be a good result, I'd argue. But Everton definitely have think players that could cause us issues. Grealish, for example. But Wolves and what was the other one you said?
West Ham, yeah.
We should be beating those. They're terrible. They are really, really bad. We should be beating those. But obviously, Wolves are going to get a new manager before we play him. So it's the new manager bounce as inevitable as always.
Yeah. De Ligt's been speaking to the media. He says we were lucky to get a point, but we deserved more the way we played. Their first goal was a little bit lucky. I blocked the ball and it goes in. It's a difficult situation, and I'm a little bit upset about that. We were dangerous with our speed in attack. We know our strengths. Today we could have played a bit more behind their defence. We played well, and I think we deserved more. I think I agree with that. And he said, last year we lost against Nottingham Forest and Tottenham 1-0, but last week and today you see we have the fire in our bellies to fight and get a point. The season is long. Drawing these games is more important than losing. And I suppose it is a little bit about perspective, right, Sam? He mentions those games last season, and they all add up. I mean, even in the grand scheme of things, Chivy said in the WhatsApp, don't look at the Premier League table at half time, and we were second.
And what did you do, Nick?
Yeah, I was doing it just for banter. Yeah. But I mean, we're still in the mix. We're 7th in the league, 18 points. A couple of teams around us playing each other. So yeah, you got to just keep fighting, ain't you? Game in, game out.
Well, I think we said in the season preview, I think we all said like 7th, 8th would be progress, didn't we? And that's where we are about now. Like after 10 games, that's where we seem to be, and that seems where we'd be hanging out. Obviously, with the way the table is, it's quite condensed this season. So a couple of wins, you can rocket up the table quite easily. Yeah. So like you said, come back after the international break and you beat Everton, draw against Palace, and you beat Wolves and West Ham, you could find yourself in the top 4, top 3, like easily done. So yeah, I'm not too disappointed with where we're at and the sort of progress that we've made. I'm a little bit disappointed with the collapse in the second half today. Like that definitely is something that I'm concerned about. But in terms of the overall bigger picture, I think I'm quite optimistic, I would say.
Yeah. Feels like another season where we're going to be neck and neck with Spurs because we're still on the exact same record. 5 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, and 18 points.
Same points as well, isn't it? Yeah.
They're up to 3rd in the table, and we're 7th, but we're on the same. So it's kind of like, do you know what I mean? It's such fine margins, and obviously we've got other games kicking off in around 8 minutes' time. But yeah, look, we've gone 5 Premier League games unbeaten for the first time under Ruben Amorim, so I suppose you can take positives from it. I do feel like we should have won the game, but let's see what everyone else thinks. Happy Life, a very poor performance today, very lucky with the draw. Rayanator saying, mentality-wise, we were 5 without a loss, but I'm fuming with the subs and the Portuguese favouritism from Amorim. Bruno and Dalot do not have to feature every game, so much to work on still. What did you make of Bruno's performance today? I don't think he was at it. I know he got the assist, obviously, for the corner, but...
I don't think he was terrible. He had some moments and stuff, but then there was a couple of moments, like I pointed out to Chivy in the chat, there's a moment where he gets the ball and he's pushing up towards their box, and Maz is on the right-hand side, free as a bird, and you like just slide it out to him. Maz gets across it, and then maybe a chance happens. But he just runs into 2 centre-backs.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's trying to do. And you just like... Stuff like that with Bruno really bothers me. It really bothers me. So
I think it's our biggest flaws in midfield with Casemiro and Bruno. Sometimes they spend a little bit too long daddling on the ball.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you was gonna. I thought you had more thing interrupted you. Apologies. I can't believe. Is it already read? Did I read that out? Can't believe them subs with 2 weeks break. Incoming manager trying to be clever. Chivy saying feels like a loss. And who played midweek second half? Shocking full week to get ready for this game from what I've seen to pump long balls to Mbeumo. Our build-up is so bad. But that's why they go long, because the build-up is so bad.
Yeah, I think the setup at the beginning, like it was clearly a back 5, wasn't it? Like the setup. Yeah. You had Shaw, Maguire, De Ligt, Dorgu, and Mazraoui. That's a back 5 to me. Like, I know the wing backs, but like that looks like a back 5, and it's sort of set up to sort of contain Spurs a little bit more than go out and win the game for me.
Yeah, I felt like we could have gone for a bit more.
Yeah, maybe that was the case, and I think maybe that ended up costing us because we only got the 1 goal. Yeah. And like you said, the lack of focal point with Sesko up top, and I think maybe there was a couple of decisions there that could have been a bit different, but. We didn't lose, so that's good. But I'm worried now with Sesko potentially out. Hopefully over these 2 weeks he recovers.
Yeah.
And he's all right. But that's a potential worry because who's the other option? Xerxes?
Oh, yeah. And obviously Amorim doesn't seem to rate Joshua Xerxes at all. So he'll probably end up playing Mateus Cunha, in which case it kind of falls back to the problems. Yeah, that we were just talking about. That he's not really great in that kind of role, but something to sit on, something to simmer on whilst people watch England. The first game back, I think it is Everton. Let me just double check. I think we've got Everton, then it's Palace away, which is a very tricky game. But yeah, I mean, Everton at Old Trafford, we always seem to smash them at home. So that's a good game to come back to. But late kickoff, 8 o'clock, 24th of November. When's the 24th? Monday. 8 o'clock on a Monday. So it's Monday Night Football, is it?
Shite.
Which is even longer. So it's not as if we get to the weekend and it's been 2 weeks.
You got to wait Saturday and Sunday, watch everybody else play.
Hell, man, what is going on here? Well, anyways.
Do you know what as well, though? I just want to point out, like, I know I went on and on about it during the summer, but the fact that we didn't buy a midfielder is biting us in the arse right now.
Yeah. I think Ugarte, if you watch, I can't remember what goal it was. One of the goals, he is chasing a player like a toddler and getting no way near it. Yeah. And they end up scoring from it. And I'm just thinking, if Casemiro's on the pitch at that point, his positioning is much better, and they don't even get through.
Or if we bought a Belieber, an Elliot Anderson, or somebody in the summer, and then Casemiro's tiring, you bring them on, you don't lose anything when you bring them on. You don't see that drop in quality. So not buying a defensive midfielder is definitely. But I said it would, and in this game it has. And I just think, I don't know why we didn't do it. I really don't.
Yeah. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Probably, fair either side. Share of points from both teams because Spurs had a bit of a late rally. So, not super disappointed, but not super happy. Content. We'll see kind of what other results bring into the league table and see how we are going into the international break. But I'm glad Ligt got that last minute winner, and hopefully he
it.
gets a bit of praise as well, because he definitely deserves it for the season he's had. So appreciate you all. Please do leave a like of the video for us, subscribe to the channel for any post-match reaction. Check us out on social media. All the social handles are in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and me and Sam will catch you in